In this quick video, I'm going to be showing you, or rather telling you, how to get the most aesthetic physique you can possibly get while maximizing your natty potential. Let's do this. So, a lot of people want to get aesthetic. They want to look like David Lade, or they just want to look good for personal benefit because, looking good does have an advantage in society. By looking good, you get to signal to the world to take you more seriously, that you're determined, that you take care of yourself, that you value yourself, and in turn, people start actually respecting you more. And I have personally experienced this in my life because when I was 16 and I was super skinny, like these arms were literally 3 times smaller than they are right now, nobody respected me. Everybody kind of like thought of, oh, it's that Max guy, whatever, like pass you by. But ever since I started like making progress, the people in school started noticing. They're like, "Whoa, what are you doing? Like you're looking good, bro." Or, hashtag gains. Like suddenly people start to care. And so it makes you wonder, like how far could I push this? And that is exactly what I did. And I got absolutely amazing results. This has caused me to pursue kinesiology at college and compete in 2 bodybuilding competitions, which granted me some of the most amazing experiences in life. And so now, I want to tell you exactly how you can maximize your physique to look absolutely insane. So when you notice all of these guys that are super aesthetic, the one thing that they have in common is a thin waist, because a thin waist gives you that triangular upside down triangle look that signifies um wide clavicles. And so, that's not something you can control, right? You can't exactly change the size of your waist. But what you can do is change the body fat of your waist, which is why it's smart to hop on a diet that is consistent with your goals, that sheds the fat consistently and causes you to see results. The second thing, if you want to have an aesthetic physique, is having broad shoulders. Now, we can't exactly place you under a surgical knife and extend your clavicles like extra 2 feet. But what we can do is we can build up the rear. We can build up the lateral delts, which is this muscle right here, and that's going to cause your shoulders to pop whenever you're wearing a t-shirt. So kind of like that, like you see, they're popping out right here. And so the best exercise I can recommend for that is the lateral raises. Now, most people do them with dumbbells, but I personally like to do a variation. I like to do dumbbells, but I also like to do resistance bands / cables, because cables plus this put the stress on the shoulder throughout the entire movement, which is absolutely fantastic. Then, not finally, another part of what makes an aesthetic physique that I notice a lot is having a built upper chest. Essentially, an upper chest that kind of blends into your anterior delt and shoulders and creates that shelf look. Like the kind of look where you could put food down on that thing for Thanksgiving dinner. And so, a way that I suggest building that up is through incline dumbbell presses. So, incline dumbbell presses. And another one that's really good, because sometimes with dumbbells, you can't extend and go all the way because the dumbbells are in the way. What you can actually do is use cables and then cable fly it. And then what I like to do sometimes is a crossover where you kind of go like this. And that causes maximum contraction, and I promise you're going to see crazy upper chest gains. And so when you pair the most shredded waist with wide delts and a built upper shelf of a chest, we have one last component to an aesthetic physique, which is going to be the back. The back, the lats flaring out, that's what gives your physique that wide look. Now for this, it took me a while to figure this out through countless trial and error. But people say, oh, you don't have to do pull-ups to have a wide back, you can just do these. That's not necessarily true. Because the way your lats work is if you want wide lats, you have to stimulate the muscle fibers that run laterally, the ones that run, and make the back wide. So it only makes sense to contract the muscle in that way if you want to develop that size. And so I went months without doing pull-ups, and when I tell you my back has shrunk like crazy, it made me realize that pull-ups and lat pull-downs are the best way to build a wide back, hands down. It's a very trusted exercise. There's nothing special to it, but guys, do not fix something that works. So just keep spamming that. And the biggest thing I can say is keep a wide grip, because the wider the grip, the wider the lats will be. Now, I didn't mention legs or triceps, so let's talk about that. Triceps are great because the triceps are 2/3 of the arm size. So I do suggest building up the triceps with potentially dips. Dips are really good for that. Legs, in terms of looking aesthetic, I mean, unless you're planning on going to the beach in extremely short shorts, they're not like a deal breaker. But if you do want a well-balanced look, I definitely suggest training the quads, because the quads is what makes the legs tight in the shorts. And the best thing I can suggest for that is lunges or leg extensions. Absolutely killer for that. And so that concludes what an aesthetic physique looks like. Now, I do suggest focusing on each area slightly more than the other at a time. Because if you try to focus everything at once, yes, it'll grow a little bit, but it's not going to grow as much as it could grow. It's kind of like the law of, I don't know. There's a law that's called, like, I'm literally making it up as I go. There is a law that is called, what should we call this law, guys? Let's call this law the law of conservation of focus. I like that. And so that law states, by me, I made this up, that whatever you focus on, you get the most output of. Let's say I start reading, right? And I'm reading like 10 books at the same time. I go from one book to the other, to the other, to the other. I'm not going to retain a single thing because I'm focusing on too many things all at once. But if I focus on one book at a time and then move on to the next book, then you will see better progress and retention. Same thing with muscle. So if you want to emphasize, the biggest thing I suggest for an aesthetic physique is to emphasize first on the lateral delts. Focus on growing the shoulders, because the shoulders is essentially what widens the frame. Everything else will follow, I promise. But focus on the shoulders first, and I promise you, you are going to have the physique of your dreams. So I hope you found this video helpful. Hit the subscribe button, because I will be posting a bunch of things on fitness as well as philosophy, business, mind hacks, mindset, because your mind runs your body and your body runs the world. So we have to have a strong mindset and mind if we want to tackle the things in life that are worth tackling. So with that being said, guys, I will see you in the next video. Peace.